Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel, Tim's Tech Corner. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at a tablet that I've been for a while but haven't done a video on, and that is going to be the Sony Tablet S. For those unfamiliar with the Sony tablet line, they basically have had the Sony Tablet P as their first one, the Sony Tablet S, and then they moved on to the Xperia S. The Sony Tablet P is a rather unique tablet in the sense that it is the only clamshell tablet that is out there. Was interested in getting one for a little while considering how unique it was. However, after doing a considerable amount of research on the Sony Tablet P, I discovered that it was really kind of an underpowered tablet, and really the only thing it had going for it was its rather unique shape. The clamshell design was basically like a Nintendo DS and a PSP, had some kind of weird crazy plastic sex baby, and really the hinge, or that center gap, where it folded up in the clam, was really big. The bezel on it was really big, and it just basically was this ugly black hinge that cut through the center of your tablet screen. Since nothing took advantage of the screen, since it wasn't a dual screen, it was a split screen. Essentially, you had your display with like a cut in half line like this, and it was, pretty thick. So I wasn't really going to pick one of those up. I really did like the idea of the Sony Tablet S's, and I picked one up a while back. When I originally got this tablet, it was not rooted. I used Condi's all-in-one root kit on it, and it was a fairly easy thing to do. If we take a look back over here, here's the Sony Tablet forums on XDA, and there it is, the Sony Tablet S automatic kit. That's what I downloaded, and it worked like a charm. Probably was not maybe as easy as the Nexus 7 root, but it was certainly easier than the Flyer, the TF201, which is now what I'm doing the video on. I've changed over to the TF201 from the Toshiba Excite. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing that you're going to want to know about a Sony Tablet S is I think it's really aimed at two types of people, and the types of people that it's aimed at is actually very different. I think they're at opposite ends of the spectrum. The first person who might like a Sony Tablet S is somebody who's got a lot vested in the Sony tablet or the Sony Online architecture. And this would be things of like people who've got a lot of online Sony games, or on the PS Store, things like that. People who might have a PSP that have purchases, or a PlayStation, just somebody who does a lot of work with Sony's online offerings. And you can see down here there's a couple of Sony apps: Video Unlimited, Music Unlimited, and Play Memories. So we'll go ahead and bring Play Memories up. As you can see here, you can create an account and sign in, and it's basically got personal space for your photos and videos and everything. And then you have Music Unlimited, and yeah, we're on Wi-Fi. So again, SOE, Sony Entertainment Network, and then you have Video Unlimited, and again you've got some stuff over there. So now the way that I have this configured is, this is the stock launcher that comes with it, but I also happen to have something on here called a Gaia 3D launcher. I don't use it as my home screen too much, simply because of the fact that it does not rotate. Not a bad little launcher if you're running on a phone. It's kind of like SBB in the sense that it's one of these non-rotationals that has all the apps out here, and then it actually has the widgets are intermingled with the apps, and I almost find that a little strange to a certain degree, that it's not a drawer that pulls up the apps. and then everything else is blank home screen. It's kind of all in one. So it's a little odd, but the neat thing about the Gaia 3D launcher is that, if you can see in the background over here, it has some nifty live wallpapers. What's a little odd is the fact that the wallpaper will be live when you touch it, and then it actually kind of like goes to sleep, and it'll stop moving until you touch it again. You can see the swirl over here is active, and then it will go ahead and stop, and there it is. So that's a little bit different. Now, the opposite end of the spectrum from somebody who's got a lot involved in the Sony network and might be like a game player and everything, the other types of people who might really like a Sony Tablet S is somebody who does a lot of reading on their tablet, maybe a lot of EPUBs, a lot of ebooks, a lot of magazines, newspapers, and the reason for that is the design of this tablet. When you take this tablet and you rotate it like this, essentially you have a really fat folded magazine structure to it. It is very thin on the right side, and it's much thicker here where my hand is on the left. And basically, see if we can show you that over here. That's how thin it is on that side. But let's take a look at the thickness of the top. See the difference in the thickness there? And that is because it's designed to be held in your hand, similar to a basically like a folded up magazine. So that's what they were going for, and the Tablet S and the Xperia tablet both share that kind of folded magazine design. So let's get this back in the stand over here. Okay, so a couple things we want to take a look at. This is one side of the tablet. You've got the headphone jack up here. You have a closed off area where the SD card and the USB slot goes, and you can see it slims down, and there's a speaker over there. Now the problem with that is when you hold this tablet, you tend to hold it down in that sharp corner over there, and your hand covers the speaker. So you've got actually kind of a little bit of a sharp corner that digs into your hand and does wear on the palm of your hand a little bit. And also the speaker is over there, so you wind up muffling one of the speakers. Now we'll take a look at the other side over here. This is where you have power, volume up, volume down, and there's another speaker down there. So if you excuse the Jolly Rancher wrapper that managed to fly away over there. So it sort of creates a little bit of discomfort. If you're holding it like this, you've got the meat, the fat side in your hand, and it's okay. But if you change it up and you're holding it this way, let's say you're playing a game or something that is only in this perspective, or this is just how you like it, that bottom sharp corner winds up digging into your hand, and you also have to deal with muffling one of the speakers. So now I got to get that stand set back up over here. Now the Sony Tablet S, similar to some of the Acer and Asus tablets, has a few applications in it that are built just for the Sony tablet series. You've got, of course, a few of the Sony ones down here, and when you get a Sony Tablet S, they will give you 500px, and they will give you Crash Bandicoot, which is essentially a PlayStation emulator with a ROM built into it. There is a developer that posts on XDA that is actually looking for a little bit of help, because basically what he's doing is he's able to use the Crash Bandicoot software here to emulate any other PS1 ROM that you can get. So that's kind of neat. You can avoid purchasing FPSC or maybe getting one of the other PlayStation emulators out there by essentially changing a few things in the Crash Bandicoot, and that will allow you to play other PlayStation ROMs, you know, provided you have the ROMs. So as you can see here on my screen, on my main home screen, I have a clock. I have a weather widget over here. Over here I have Evernote and some calendaring stuff, and another clock if I just happen to be on that screen. And this screen basically was kind of a default one that I haven't touched yet. You can see it's got a couple other things like albums, Sony Select. One of the neat things about the Sony Tablet series is it has Sony's Walkman app, which is actually being pulled out and being emulated and thrown in other ROMs. One of the other really nice things about the Sony Tablet S is that it has an IR blaster or an infrared remote. It's one of the few tablets on the market that has that, along with the Galaxy Tab 2 line, and I believe the Zyboard has it. So if you are looking for a tablet to be a remote, this is a good thing for you. Now, this peel over here will not actually interface with the remote. This peel is the Samsung one, and it will go ahead and work on a Samsung tablet, but not this one. I just happen to have it because it's nice to kind of see what shows are on. Basically, I used Titanium Backup and made a installable backup from the Samsung and moved it over to this Sony tablet. Now, if you want something that does work with the Sony tablet, you can go here to Remote Control, and you can set up your machine. So for my living room area, I basically have it where I can have it control the cable box, the TV, the audio-visual receiver, the DVD player, and then if I brought it into my bedroom, I can have it do the DVD player and bedroom TV. So that is a really handy thing about this tablet, is the fact that it can do remote control. And it's one of the few tablets out there that can do it. Now, if we go ahead and take a look over here, you'll see that I don't have Antutu running, so I don't have a benchmark for you. We'll take a look at CPU Master, and I'll show you some things here. So it's running at 1 gig. Unfortunately, you can set a minimum slider, which you were not able to do on the P-Tab. So you can set a minimum, have it set on boot, and apply. There is not much in the way of Sony tablet ROMs and kernels out there. If you take a look at the XDA forums, you can get it rooted, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot more you can do. It's not a really strong ROM community and everything like that. It's not like going over to the Transformer series or the Iconia tabs and the Samsungs and the Nexus 7s and just seeing pages of ROMs. Really, like, you can root it, and that's it. As a matter of fact, my Sony Tablet S is actually looking to install a system update, which I have been rejecting for fear of losing the root. So, a couple of default apps that'll come on it. You can see the Sony Select, that's a default one. The Social Feed Reader down here. The Play Memories Online, the PlayStation Store, that's kind of what I mentioned earlier on about one of the types of people who might really like one of these. Video Unlimited over there. There's the Xperia link. I use Titanium Backup to get Xbox Smart Glass on here. If you go to the Play Store, it'll actually tell you it's not compatible, so it won't allow you to install it. TouchSquid is a remote application that can use the IR Blaster on here. You have Media Remote, which is specifically designed for other Sony products. It allows it to control Sony products that might be on your network. The settings icon is a little bit different, and actually we'll go into that and I'll show you about the tablet. So Sony Tablet S 4.0.3 Ice Cream Sandwich, kernel version 2.6.39.4, and of course, it has a really good dock, and one of the things I like about the dock on this one is very easy to get the tablet in there. It's pretty secure. So, hope you enjoyed this video on a Sony Tablet S running Ice Cream Sandwich. Enjoy!